What's going on, Leonard?
What's happening? Want to thank everybody for joining us today. Hopefully everyone's staying safe wherever you are in the world. We're going to jump right into it. We got a special guest today, none other than Mayweather Promotions' own young rising contender who's ready for these next steps. None other than the man himself, Angelo Leo, who come to us with a 19-0 record. Talk to us a little bit, Angelo. Tell the fans what you got going on.
Just staying safe in these quarantine times. Just trying to stay active, stay in the gym, stay running, just ready for anything after this COVID ends. So, I'm ready to get 2020 started on a good note.
Cool. I see you got the new hairstyle going.
Yeah, you see. Yeah, trying to switch it up a little bit,
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. See, we got UK in the house. Black Shotgun.
What's up?
Josue.
I seen him earlier. What up, Josue?
Okay, so let's jump right into it. First question from Ahmad Salah on Instagram. What got you into boxing?
What got me into boxing? I have to say, my dad put me in boxing like around when I was 8 or 9 years old. I was first in soccer, and then they put me in karate, but those didn't work out for me. So he put me in boxing, and I started liking it. And then I went like 5 or 6 undefeated fights in the amateurs, and that's when I knew I was like, I'm pretty good at this. So I just stuck with it, and I just kept going and kept going. And then I started dreaming. I started imagining me becoming a world champion. So that's when the dream started surfacing of me becoming a world champion at a very young age. So, I just stuck with it ever since I was 8 or 9 years old.
Tell the fans what your amateur record was.
I had around 75 amateur fights with around 10 losses. Yeah, and I fought like 2 or 3. I won 2 or 3 national titles. And then I fought the Golden Gloves. I won the Junior Golden Gloves, and I placed second in the Silver Gloves like 2 or 3 times.
Cool. Lots of amateur experience. Did you fight any recognizable name that's out there who either is challenging for a world title or world champions when you were an amateur?
You know what? Let me see. I didn't fight anybody that is fighting for a world title, but they were all in the same stable as I was. A lot of Golden Boy fighters that are world champions or prospects were in my same stable as I was, since I was in the a lot of all the West Coast fighters like Joseph Diaz, even Ryan Garcia was in the same Silver Gloves as I was. Frankie Gomez, but he doesn't really fight no more. But a lot of the prospects and contenders of today were in the same stable as I was growing up. So
cool. Next question, Dion Taylor on Instagram. What is the biggest difference between fighting in the amateur and the pros?
The biggest difference is, I have to say, just being able to pace yourself. Pros, it's longer rounds and more rounds, so you have to pace yourself. You have to set up traps. You have to be more cerebral, I guess you would say, and you got to be more careful, because in amateurs you're wearing 10-ounce gloves, and in the pros you're wearing small little 8-ounce gloves, so the punches hurt a lot more.
That's so true. And what I've liked about you've been with us, Mayweather Promotions now, it's been a couple years. What I've really been impressed is your work ethic. Being a young fighter, you get ready to turn 26 tomorrow.
Oh, yes, sir.
Shout out. All the fans wish Angelo a happy birthday.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, with being a young fighter, what I've been really impressed is your work ethic. You stay hungry. You stay around the gym. Every time that I pick up the call, is that you don't never say, oh, I need 10 weeks, 2 months to get ready. You stay in shape. You stay in shape. And that's what being a young fighter, still being very hungry, you know, this is your craft. This is your job. And I love that about you. I love that about you.
Yeah.
Never no problems. You know, working with you and your dad has been a great experience thus far, and we're looking to go and do big, big things. Really looking forward to 2020. Big year. Big year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, you know, the work ethic, it just comes from, you know, just having my mind set up to becoming a world champion, and I'm gonna do anything possible to get to that spot. So that's why my work ethic is the way it is, and I've learned from the best. Floyd Mayweather, a lot of other fighters that have great work ethics I see, and I just follow in their footsteps, and that's what I'm basically doing right now.
Cool, good stuff. Kevin Mercado on Instagram. Do you ever go back home to visit New Mexico?
Once in a while. I'd say every 2 or 3 years. I mean, 2 or 3 times a year, I go visit New Mexico just to visit family, visit some friends. My dad has a lot of tools. My dad's in the construction, so he has a lot of tools out there in storage. So we'll go back and forth, you know, to pick up tools and stuff like that. But yeah, I go like around 3 or 4 times a year, I would say. It varies.
Good. Aiden IG 15 on Instagram. What's your diet like when you're training for a fight?
My diet, it's just a lot of protein. Stay away from the fats and the sugars, you know. A lot of protein, a lot of greens, stuff like that, you know. A lot of fish, chicken, fruits and vegetables. Not a lot of grease or anything like that, you know. Just like eating clean is basically what it is.
Cool. AG001 on Instagram. How is it working with your dad as your trainer?
It's cool, you know. I like it. He knows me, and I know him, and we know each other, and we're basically on the same page for the most part. Like any father-son relationship, we do have our differences here and there, but at the end of the day, you know, he wants the best for me, and I have to understand that. You know, we get through it. You know, we both want the same goal, and that's for me to become world champion. So, you know, it's just passion. We're very passionate about what we do, and we're gonna do anything possible to get there. So it's a great pleasure working with my dad, and he knows me and I know him, so we're always on the same page.
Cool. Oak Cliff Ramos on Instagram. Who do you see as the top guys in your weight class?
The top guys in my weight class, I have to say, you know, the world champions. You know, you got Ray Vargas, you got Romero that has unified the world title, the IBF and the WBA, and then you also got Emmanuel Navarrete. So those are probably the top guys in my division. I'm looking forward to fighting any 3 of them guys.
Cool. Yeah, and to kind of touch on that, I was very impressed with the kid from Uzbekistan in his last fight when he fought Danny Roman. That was a very good fight. Danny's another very good, solid fighter. Thompson's boxing has done a great job bringing him up. Those are fights that we would definitely love to make, either with the champ, the unified champion, Danny Roman. I'm really impressed with the kid out of Philly, Stephen Fulton, very good fighter, got tremendous skills. So all of those are excellent fights that I think that are great challenges for you, and those are the kind of fights that we're looking to make. Exactly.
You know, that's what I'm looking for. I know I have sparred Merjan, so you know I do know a little bit how. So
oh yeah, definitely. You got a few tricks, and kind of touching on that. Actually, me and Floyd were talking just last night because again we're working on your next fight, and you're gonna get a big opportunity as you know we've discussed, and so we have to be prepared for all these styles. So it's really going to be interesting. You and Floyd working kind of in the gym, showing you a few things. I'm really excited about that.
Right. Yeah, I seen him with Rose last night.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward for him to give me a few pointers in the near future.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay. Future boxing on Instagram. Who do you want to fight next? You just kind of.
Who would I want one of the world champions. I feel like I'm ready for a world title fight. So any of the champions at my division, I'm ready for, whether it be Ray Vargas, Emmanuel Navarrete, Murajan, or Stephen Fulton. Any of those guys, I'm going to fight.
Cool. Okay. Next, Devin Tate 0131 on Instagram. What do you want to accomplish in the sport?
Well, what I want to accomplish, I'd say I want to become a multiple time world champion. I don't want to be just a world champion. I want to have championships in different divisions, and possibly pound for pound. I think it's possible, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Good.
And the name of the game is to make the money and get out, like always. Make that money, get out. And so, but I also want to become multiple time world champion. I'm still young, and there's still plenty of time, so I'm ready.
Right. Good stuff. And you definitely well on your way because you have the right mindset. And again, I can't say enough and stress enough. With your work ethic, it's going to take you a very long way in your career because you don't drink and smoke and do all those things. You just focus on your career, putting in that work, and leaving the rest up to your dad and our team, to guide your career. So again, big things are going to be happening for you.
Thank you.
Continue to put in that work.
Appreciate it.
Okay. MBY4 on Instagram. What are your hobbies outside of boxing?
My hobbies outside of boxing, I'd have to say, I like to draw a lot. I do a lot of art. Art was actually my first passion before boxing. I used to like to draw. What else? Play other sports like basketball, stuff like that. But for the most part, I like to draw a lot. I like to draw, cook, things like that.
Okay. Next question. Kevin Jones on Instagram. Who do you think are the top 5 pound-for-pound fighters in boxing?
Top 5 pound for pound. Floyd Mayweather, Roberto Duran, Pernell Whitaker, Manny Pacquiao, and Roy Jones Jr.
Cool.
Yeah.
Shout out DC in the house. Bronx in the house. Okay. Boxing CD on Instagram. Do you want to become a multi-world champion? What weight class do you think you're in your career in?
Yes, I do want to become multi-world champion. I think I'll end my career probably at lightweight, maybe a junior welterweight, because I feel like I'm still growing into my body. I want to fight a couple more fights at 122, and then eventually move up to 126, and then 130, and then possibly 135 if my body lets me.
That's good. Good stuff. Okay. Daryl B. Do you do a lot of running while you've been on quarantine?
Yes, I do. That's actually mostly what I've been doing is a lot of running. Since the strip is pretty empty, I've been going to the Las Vegas strip and running the strip. 2 miles going and then 2 miles back. So I do a 4-mile run every other day, and then in stairs. I've been doing my stair work, and but I do a lot of running in this quarantine. I've been doing a lot of running, for sure.
Good. Tell the fans a little bit about what your dad does. Obviously he's your trainer also, but what he does, with his job.
His job as a trainer or is his actual job?
Construction stuff.
Okay, okay. Well, my dad's basically he's like a jack of all trades. He knows a lot of things about cars, a lot of things about construction and home improvement. So he knows how to basically do anything in the house. He's like a jack of all trades. So he does a lot of construction. He's had his roofing businesses. He's had his what else has he had? He had his contracting. He had his contracting license. So basically, anything home improvement. So that's what he does. He has worked as a maintenance man before, so he's pretty much jack of all trades.
Do you help your father with any of the side jobs that he's done while you were your career's kind of been blossoming?
Yeah, I have actually. Not as much as of nowadays, but I have worked with them back when I was maybe 21, 22 years old. I was always with them in the job sites, helping them doing remodels, stuff like that, top of the roof. And let me tell you, it's a good workout for sure. All that construction, I felt like it's made me a lot stronger.
And you were doing this obviously while you were, further along in your boxing career, just a few years.
Exactly. Me and my dad, we would wake up at 7 in the morning, go to the job site. We'll work till like 2 in the afternoon, and then at 5 o'clock we'll go to the gym, do my sparring, and then later at night go run. So, it was a full day back in the day.
Yeah. Taylor on Instagram, what do you like to do for fun outside of boxing?
What I like to do for fun, let me see. Pretty much just, hang out with my brother, hang out with my friends, listen to music. I love listening to music.
What kind of music you like?
I like hip hop. I'm all about hip hop, whether it be old school or it be this new school. I'm a big fan of hip hop. I listen to a lot of Wu-Tang, Tupac, Gangstar. But nowadays, I listen to the newer cats too, such as like Little Uzi Vert, Playboy Cardi, and those type of artists.
Okay, cool. Who knows? Maybe one day soon, one of these cats will be walking you out.
Exactly.
Championship fight.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I see Gervonta, he comes out with a little baby. So eventually, one of these days, I'll have one of those rappers coming out, walking me out.
We can make that happen. You know that. That's
really?
Not a problem.
All right, bet.
Okay. Next question. Ahmad Sali on Instagram. Can't read it. What was it like growing up in New Mexico?
What was it like? It was nice. It had its ups and downs. New Mexico, Albuquerque is a really beautiful city. It has a river running through the middle of the city, and it's really beautiful. But there's a lot of violence, a lot of crime there. So my dad. Good thing I had my dad around, so he would always steer me away from that. But it was always there, the violence, the gangs, and stuff like that. But with my dad by my side, he always kept me straight. But it's a really nice city. I advise a lot of people to go, visit it for tourism.
Obviously, there was a great champion who was from there, Johnny Tapia.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Do you recall a lot about his history growing up? Obviously, you was a youngster.
Right. Yeah, Johnny Tapia, he's when you think of Albuquerque boxing, you think of Johnny Tapia. When you think of Tapia, you think of Albuquerque. So, I've met him a few times. His son was actually training with my trainers from New Mexico. So, he was always around. I've taken pictures with him. My dad knows him. So he's a really good guy. He's a real people's person. He knows how to make you feel like you're special. And, that's what I got from him. And as a kid growing up, all the Albuquerque fighters and the kids all looked up to him. growing up, so I was one of them.
Next question, 1.6 on Instagram. Can you post some of your artwork on Instagram so the fans can see?
Yeah. I have actually a sketchbook that I have. I just gotta go look for it. But I have some artwork of Tupac and all that. I draw people. I like to draw people and fighters and boxers. So I've drawn Tupac. I've drawn Sugar Ray Leonard, Nonito Donaire. Nonito Donaire was one of my favorite fighters back in the day. So I would draw him. Anybody I looked up to, you know.
Do you guys have still have a good relationship, you and Nonito?
Yeah. I've only sparred him once, but he's a really cool people. He gave me some good advice. You know, he told me, he's like, one thing in the sport is that you get old real quick. So, you know, always stay in the gym and always stay active because you can get old overnight in this game. So that's the advice I took from him.
Cool. Oak Cliff Ramos 214. What martial arts have you joined?
Martial arts. I was in karate back like when I was 7 years old, and I was just in that because my uncle was in it, and so I was just tagging along with them. But it really wasn't for me. You know, I was more of like trying to play video games and things like that. So, but then my dad introduced me to boxing, and then I just stuck with boxing.
Cool. IG Cameron Lang 08. When was the last time you sparred?
I sparred like 2 weeks ago. It's tough, you know, with this COVID going on because there's not a lot of fighters sparring right now. So, but I sparred 2 weeks ago.
Cool. Okay. Puerto Rico in the house.
Puerto Rico, what's up?
Grand Rapids in the house.
Grand Rapids.
Next question, Shawn Tilton. Where you at?
I'm in my house right now, but no, I live in Las Vegas, Nevada, so that's where I'm at right now.
Okay. Quantron Conley, any power or strength and conditioning techniques you can advise?
I'd say for the most part, you know, work on your legs a lot. You know, legs are basically the power source for your power. You know, that's where you generate your powers, from your legs. So work on your legs. Your balance is very important on strength and power. But I do a lot of push-ups and pull-ups. That's where I can. But power and strength are two different things. You gotta use strength because there's a lot of strong fighters out there, but doesn't necessarily mean they're powerful. Like Gervonta is a powerful fighter. He knows how to generate his power, and you know, really thrust his body.
Right. Isavan G, what's your ethnicity?
I am Mexican, yeah, and I have a little bit of Chinese in me. Yeah, so I'm Mexican, but I have a little bit of Chinese, so everybody thinks I'm Filipino.
Cool. Kevin Mercado 32. Have you ever sparred Ryan Garcia?
I haven't sparred Ryan Garcia. I've seen him spar. Actually seen him spar Rollies, and but I never sparred Ryan.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you kind of brought that up.
Yeah.
How was that work when you watched them? You say you actually was in the gym when they sparred?
Yeah, I was. That's actually when I first moved to Las Vegas. You know, it was like the first few weeks, I think, or a couple weeks that I was in Vegas, and I seen him spar, and you know, Rollies was putting it on him. I'm not gonna lie, he was putting it on him in the.
Rolly was whipping that ass. Rolly was tapping that ass.
He was touching that ass. But yeah, the fifth and sixth round, you know, Rolly's had him all over the ring. I'm not gonna lie. And Ryan, he's a good fighter. You know, I'm not gonna take nothing away from him. He's got good speed. He's improved. He's actually improved a lot since sparring. But at that time, you know, Rollies was there.
Okay, yeah, he's a good young fighter. He has an excellent trainer now. He's working with Canelo's trainer, Reneso, and he's definitely improving as a fighter. He's definitely he's been calling a lot of people out. I see,
Yeah.
but you know, he say he wants some of that work with Tank, but his trainer, rightfully so, told him, nah, you ain't ready for none of that work yet. That's a
No.
big step.
Yeah. This is
It's levels to this thing.
there's levels to this. Exactly. There's levels to this.
Good. Okay. Next question. Kenzie, for real, what would you say to younger kids about how to deal with peer pressure? That's a good question.
What would you say to young kids deal with pressure? I'd say, just be yourself. You just be yourself, and don't let other people influence who you are. Because at the end of the day, it's what matters to you. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about you, as long as you're good in your heart and you know what right from wrong. Then follow your heart, because at the end of the day, they don't really care for your best interest. You're the one that's going to be there for yourself. So just follow your heart, and don't care what they say.
Cool. Okay. Showtime here in 91. Would you like to fight Stephen Fulton next?
Yes, I would. I would like to fight him. I think that'd be a great fight. Stephen Fulton is a good fighter. He has good skills, and I think that would be a great fight for me and him. The styles that we have um, would make up for a good fight.
I think it would be an excellent fight. I know I love that fight. I love that fight. He's again excellent young fighter, great skills, very good work ethic, very knowledgeable about the game.
Right.
But he's not unbeatable. Not unbeatable.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
not a huge puncher, but a good, very, very good young fighter who's definitely on the rise. But again, I like that fight. I like that fight.
Definitely. Yeah, I've been studying him. He's got skill. I'm not gonna take nothing away from him. He's got some good skill, and he knows what he's doing in there. So, but I also know what I'm doing in there, and I think that'd be a great challenge for me.
Yeah, I agree. Did you watch his last fight?
I have, yeah. I watched his last few fights actually.
Yeah. So what did you think of his last fight?
It was good. It was a close fight. I thought he edged it, but the guy that he fought was giving him some good work in the middle rounds. I seen.
I agree. Okay. Good stuff. Knucklehead Shawn. What's up, Big Shawn? You in the Philippines? You out there with the senator? Puerto Rico in?
Puerto Rico. What's up? What's up?
Jamaica in the house?
What's up, Jamaica?
Okay. Well, I think you've given your fans some good stuff for today. We really are excited about when outside opens back up. We had some good conversations, like I said yesterday, me and Floyd, about what your next fight is going to look like.
Okay.
And you're going to get a big opportunity. You're going to get a big opportunity on a big stage, and we're just really excited. You worked really hard to get to this point. You've been very consistent. I think last year you fought like 4 times.
Yeah, a good 4
You
times.
got some really good experience. So we ready to go. Ready to go. Any of these guys out there, the top guys, we've narrowed it down, and and like I said, we're gonna see who answers the call, and we're gonna go from there.
All right.
Any parting words for the fans?
Say it again.
Any parting words for your fans?
Just keep a lookout for my career. 2020 is going to be a big one, and 2021. So just keep a lookout for me. And I'm gonna shock the world this year. Let everybody know where I stand.
Cool. Good stuff. Okay, stay safe, and we'll talk soon.
Likewise. Appreciate
Okay.
it.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Also, I'd like to remind the fans that next week we're gonna have none other than our young rising star, Richardson Hitchens. He's going to be on the Mayweather Promotions IG Live. So stay tuned for next week.